Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekend update, March 21st. It is officially spring, and as the logo says there, you cannot spell spring without SP. So, Samson Properties is all about that spring market. So let's jump into our weekend update with bright, shiny news. And I didn't even mean to, but I dressed for the occasion with this spring market t-shirt here. So I'm in the theme. Let's jump into the weekly market report here. First thing, our showings in the whole DC metropolitan area, almost 24,000. Really, buyers starting to come out a little bit, which is good. We got 7.5% more than last week. Still 10% less than last year at this time. So still a little bit less buyers out there than we could ultimately have, which is good. 1363 contracts, 8% up from last week. But again, we should start to see week over week a little bit of climbing through here. 3% more contracts than last year at this time. So that's a good sign because we'd like to see more sales than last year because it was basically our lowest year in a long, long time. New listings based 1,754 new contracts, 30% more than last year at this time. 30% and 6% more than last week. So we definitely are seeing more listings come into the market. So I do think that some of that is probably related to some of this job stuff, here and there, but that's a good thing, guys. Like, we need more inventory. We need a more balanced market. So I'm going to continue to sing the praises of why people are listing. May be good news, may be bad news, but for the grand scheme of the real estate market, a balancing out is good overall for a healthy market where buyers have choices, sellers are still going to be able to get good offers, buyers can compete against 3 or 4 offers instead of 8, 10, 12 offers. So I love that. Active inventory, over 7,000. This is the biggest this number's been in a little while. 34% more than last year at this time. Almost 6% more than last week at this time. So love a lot of these stats. We're still balancing out that market even a little bit more than we were last week. North Central Virginia region, 6,200 showings, almost 10% more than last week, still 6% less than last year at this time. So we're getting more listings, a little bit less showings. That's going to lead to a little bit more of a competitive market. So new purchase contracts, 456, 9% more than last week. And 7.5% more than last year. So we are seeing more contracts than last year at this time, which is good. Active inventory, 41.6% higher than last week at this time, or last year at this week. So we're seeing that climb. And that new listings above there, 18% more than last week, than this week last year. So that's what I like to see. I mean, we expect the 9% and 6% more week over week, but seeing more than last year is a good indicator for me that we are getting more active inventory into the market. Baltimore Metro, another big region for us, 13,400 showings, almost exactly the same as last week. Very weird. 1% less than last year at this time. Contracts, 2% less than last year, so almost flat. 2% more than last week. Very flat on both those statistics, but our new listings are up, which is good. 928 new listings, almost 15% more than last year at this time. 3.3% more than last week. So a little bit, not quite as much of an influx of listings as those other first 2 regions. Active inventory, 4,100. Currently in the market, that's almost 22% more than last year. It's up a little bit from last week, but not quite as dramatic as those other 2 regions. So a little bit more inventory in that Baltimore region, but not quite as much as that DC Metro or North Central Virginia regions. Our last one here, the Maryland, West Virginia Panhandle. We've got almost 2,000 showings, 3% less than last year at this time. 1% less than last week, so pretty flat. Contracts, 4% more than last year at this time, 4% more than last week, so pretty similar there. Our new listings, 190 new listings. That is less than last year at this time, so we're not seeing the new listings quite out there yet, and 8.2% more than last week, so a little bit more of a change. But remember, this is a smaller number, so 190, 8% is only 16, 15 listings, so we're not going to freak out over that yet. The inventory, though, is key. 1,322 active listings. That's 24% more than last year at this time and exactly flat from last week at this time. So good news overall. We are definitely seeing more inventory week over week. This is up-to-date data, a little bit less showings, but that leads to a little bit more balanced market and that supply-demand curve. Our top rock stars from Samson Properties last week, our top 5 individuals in volume first. Miss Dilyara Daminova, number 1. Way to go, Dilyara. Darren Robertson, number 2. David Hu, number 3. Jennifer Fang, continuing to crush it, number 4. And Angela Tanner, number 5. Our top 5 individuals in transactions for the week. Some rock stars on this list for sure. Dilyara Daminova, double number 1. Way to go, DD. Tonga Turner, number 2. Darren Robertson, number 3, Jennifer Fang, number 4, and Angela Tanner, number 5. Fantastic job to our top 5 individuals. Our top 5 teams. Oh, wow, look at that list of teams. I mean, just fantastic. Shepherd Homes Group, number 1. Carolyn Young, team number 2. Fox Homes, team number 3. Casey Samson, team number 4. And the One Street Company, number 5. Fantastic top 5 teams in volume. Top 5 teams in transactions for the week. Looks like same list, different order. Carolyn Young, team number 1. Fox Homes, team number 2. The One Street Company, number 3. Shepherd Homes Group, number 4. And the Casey Samson, team number 5. Just 5 tremendous teams. Crushing it as we get into the spring market. Things going on around Samson. So we had a great sales meeting on Zoom Wednesday morning. I encourage you to check that out. Great conversation throughout, everybody. We were able to be joined by Joan Stansfield, so thank you, Joan, for all your great tips. Fantastic pro in this industry. We talked about our February stats. 122 agents joined us, 405 Cardinal closings. Those videos are put separately on our YouTube channel and all over the place as well. If you want to check those out, I encourage you to do that. For the spring, we're going to do it April 23rd. So it's technically the 4th Wednesday of the month. The 3rd one's spring break, and we do have 5 in April. So we're going to move it to the 4th Wednesday of the month because I know a lot will be out on spring break that 3rd week, that week of Easter. And I know that I'm actually out of town that Wednesday as well. So spring market, we're going to do that virtual sales meeting Wednesday the 23rd, 9 a.m. Circle that on your calendars now. We'd love to have lots of people in there. We want to hear how the spring market's going. We want to see the ups and the downs and hear from all of you. And we'll get some great guests as well to share some input. You've seen a couple emails about this. Spring into the new nest. Heather sent out a video yesterday with a Zoom walkthrough. I believe this is going to go live this weekend. The biggest new feature is a universal search. So you can type a keyword up there. It'll find where it is without our system, so you can zero in on that. The other thing we've got, guys, is a much more modern look, a little bit more scrolling, a little bit cleaner look, a little bit more modern interface. So thanks to everybody that's working hard on that new nest. Special shout out to Rachel from Rachel's Floors. Make sure you support them. Brought by our new toy for the office there. We got our new cornhole boards with the culture wall on the cornhole bags, which is really cool. So that thumping you hear all over the office is me practicing every time I walk in and out of the office. You need at least one round of throws before you pop into the office. Lunch and Learns. Monday is a big one. If you're in the area from West Virginia to Frederick, Gaithersburg, Hagerstown area, we would love to have everybody come out Monday the 24th. I'm going to be at Stonehouse Urban Winery. We are launching in Hagerstown in a big way. We want to have that lunch and learn. We will have a grand opening party for our new Hagerstown office. Once we get signage up, give it a few weeks. Same thing with Front Royal. Once we get signage up there, we have those 2 offices up and going. McLean, we do have a new office as well that will open May 1st. We'll probably have a grand opening party that first week once we get signage up. But that office is almost ready for us. They're doing some final upgrades now. We've got a lot of other great lunch and learns throughout the region. Encourage you to bring your friends to those, and you get recruiting rewards if you bring them out as well. One more office update, Columbia. It is not a 100% deal, but I want to make sure everybody in that Columbia area knows we have a letter of intent. We're finalizing exact build-out specifications, and then we'll get to a lease. I'm 95% sure. You never know. People get hairy before they get to lease. But we could have a very, very nice office for you in Columbia Gateway. I'm negotiating right now, which should be ready in 3 or 4 months once they do all the upgrades and build out some more offices that we built for you. So we should have a brand new fancy office for you soon there in Columbia as well. The Cardinal Title Group contract trends for the week. So remember, we analyzed 145 contracts. We made this point on Facebook. Some other title companies are starting to do this, but they have like 10 contracts. Guys, data off 10 contracts is, in my opinion, kind of pointless. We actually one time had less than 100, and I said do 2 weeks of data then, because even under 100 I didn't like. So 145 is a really good sample size here to kind of work off of. So we've got now the blue in each of these graphs is days on market and contract price. So you can see West Virginia, 39% of them got a contract in less than 7 days, 30% were over list price, and 44% got list price. Direct correlations there. 59% in Virginia. 59% of the contracts in Virginia were under contract in less than 7 days of the contracts we have here. And 55% of them were higher than list price. So people that tell me, hey, we got too much inventory, the market's going to flatten out, that's bull honky. If you're telling me that 59% of the contracts that we received this week were under 7 days and 55% were over list price, some ain't jiving there, right? So very similar. You got 42% Maryland, D.C., and my eyes are killing me, but it looks like 35% over list price there. I almost had a Sarah Mormon eyes moment there. But you can see, guys, that we have enough demand for more supply to get out there and still have a very balanced market. These charts look great. The blue being over 50 in most of these regions, or 40 or 50. The white still being a good chunk of it, and the black being the smallest section, all three of these, meaning ones that go below list price or ones that are on the market over 22 days. So we're still in a very, very healthy place in the market. That's why I love these trends. We're getting seller subsidies in about half the deals in West Virginia, only about a fifth to a third in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. We are getting appraisals and finance contingency on a good deal of these contracts. The home inspection, though, is a funny one because it's why we do these by region. West Virginia, 83% on the bottom left there, you can see, got a home inspection. Whereas Virginia, only 30% got an inspection, and Maryland, D.C., 29% got a home inspection. So it seems like in West Virginia, negotiated home inspection, totally fine and normal. Virginia, Maryland, D.C., you better be on a below list price offer to get that home inspection contingency in there. Last one to look at there is rep buyer commission. 99% had a buyer rep in there. I love that. 96% were at least 2%. Now, I know we've had some people asking. We're going to see how, if we can do this in the future, go 2, 2.5, 3 to kind of narrow it down a little bit more. But still 2% or higher, 96% of deals is fantastic stuff. And I feel really good that we're all getting paid and getting paid a significant amount in most of these contracts. But we'll continue to watch this as the weeks go by. Some updates on classes next week. Tuesday, Austin's going to teach on Introduction to Starting a Real Estate Team with a resident team guru. So get a good group coaching class with Austin if you are interested in a team. Tuesday as well. This isn't Wednesday. We're normally Wednesday, but we couldn't get the room on Wednesday. We can only get it Tuesday. So we're going to do HQDU, beautiful Alexandria office. We're going to be there all day. Lots of great training. Sarah and I will be there, business building in the middle of the day. Elizabeth Klein teaching a great open house class in the afternoon. Sky Slope workshop, social media, Real Scout, lots of great classes. Bold Trail with Will. Awesome stuff throughout the day on Tuesday in Alexandria. So I encourage you to see you there. Upcoming HQDUs. Alexandria Tuesday. Winchester the 2nd. Bowie the 9th. And then we're going to take off spring break week the 16th. 23rd a sales meeting. 30th will be in Chantilly here in studio. So I encourage you guys to circle one of those in your calendar. They are all very spread out amongst our regions. So you can get to one of those in the next 6 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Spring into action. Lynn will have a great class in the Tyson's office on Wednesday. Look forward to getting there. Any class Lynn's teaching is great, but great ideas to leverage spring there with Lynn. Thursday in the studio here, Coffee with Casey. Guys, some of the most underutilized things we have are diving in when we get top producers to give back to us. So Casey teaching Thursday, Coffee with Casey in the studio here. Would encourage you to come there on Thursday. Dee Dee, another one of our great top producers. Dilyara talking about lead conversion and retention via social media. Friday in the Lakeridge office, 10 to 11:30. Thank you, Dilyara, for teaching that. Dilyara, for those that don't know, has been our number one individual sales agent for several years in a row, and it's just a rock star in our company there. So fantastic, and thank you, Dilyara, for that. Platinum video training. Guys, this is fantastic stuff done with video marketing with Heather, lighting, audio focus with our video guru, Mr. Justin Donnelly. And then we've got creating conversions with content with Austin. We've got conversations, how to feel comfortable in front of the camera with Sarah, Bethany, and I. And then your guide to YouTube like a pro with Dustin. These are 5 fantastic classes we taped here in the studio with our Platinum group. And now these are available for everybody watching the Cardinal Nest. So if you're interested in video at all, some great video training here that you can take. The full rundown for next week. Weekly Boost with Lynn on Monday. Print marketing on Monday. HQDU all day on Tuesday, featuring that open house class with Elizabeth as well. Group coaching with Austin, which is a Zoom Tuesday morning. Sky Slope training. Wednesday, Lynn will be in Tyson's teaching her class. Mastermind 0 to 2 million, our group on Thursday morning on Zoom. Spring forward to your new quarter with Lynn in Arlington on Thursday. She'll be in Arlington Thursday morning. Or you can be here, Coffee with Casey, Thursday morning in the studio. Learning Trails with Lynn Thursday afternoon on Zoom. Master Your Marketing with Lynn, Geo Farming Thursday afternoon, so some great Zoom classes. Fast Track Commercial Training with Aladdin Friday morning. NVR Listing Agreement Virtual Class with Wendy Dean, our great Arlington broker manager, so she's a great resource there, teaching Friday morning. Social media class in Lakeridge, 10 to 11:30, Friday with DD as well. finishing out the week Friday with First Heritage financing class and Real Scout Q&A with Stephanie. We've got so many great resources. Encourage you to jump into those. We're constantly putting new classes on Samson University that you can watch as well. As we spring into spring, guys, just really thankful. Just a thankful heart for everybody that is rocking with us at Samson. I know it's going to be busier. We are excited for it. We're excited to help you all have more and more success out in the marketplace. So encourage you to work hard, get those listings, work hard for those buyers, work together, use that First Up app, get the things out exclusively, try to connect with other Samson agents, use the message boards, use the Facebook. Sometimes if we got buyers that are losing 2, 3, 4 times, find one of those Samson agents that are on the other side, controlling 10, 12, 15% of the market in different areas. Let's use that to our advantage to get some more deals done out there. So very thankful for all of you and all of your support of Samson. Please support Cardinal Title Group as much as you can, and we'll continue to pour great things back out to you. That was a lot of words very quickly, but hopefully everybody has a beautiful weekend. Hopefully that weather stays springy and not too cold, and we'll see everybody out there next week. Take care.